So the next part of the no jumping exercise is to teach you what to do when your dog does jump. If you come in the door and your dog jumps up on you, or whenever your dog is playing around, they jump up on you, what you want to do is teach them that jumping is the wrong way to get attention and sitting on the floor is the right way to get attention. So you can see if they'll jump up on you. Hi, Meg. Hi. Turn your back when they jump, so you're taking away the attention. Ask them to sit or lie down, and then the trick here, sit, Meg, is to bend down to your dog to give them the attention. Because if I stayed standing and started giving attention, especially with a small dog, they're more inclined to jump back up on me. So make sure that when they do get their attention, you're bending down to their level. So I'll show you again. So you come home from work. Hi, Meg. Hi. Good girl. Good girl. And she's excited. If she jumps, turn your back. Bend down to her level and give her attention. What you can also do if you want to be super strict with it to make sure your dog really understands if you've got a bad jumper is when they do sit down and you give them their attention, as soon as they break the sit, you disappear and you tell them no again. So the dog learns that they have to stay in a long sit to continue getting attention. So I'll show you. Hi, Meg. Oh, hi. Good girl. Come here. Hi, Meg. Hi. Sit. Good girl. That's okay. Good girl. Only if she stays down will I give her attention. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. And as soon as she breaks it, I'm going to tell her, and I'm going to disappear again. Good girl. Good girl. Meg, sit. Good girl. So you want to keep them in the sit so that they're not jumping all over you and all over the baby. The final part of no jumping is a management exercise. So you don't want your dog jumping all over you, but similarly, you don't want your dog to learn to jump all over other people too, because they might be holding the baby. Sit. Good girl. So it's no good to have one rule for you and another rule for your friends and family, because if your dog is allowed to continue to jump on your friends and family, then they'll jump on your friends and family when they have the baby. So what you want to do is to manage the situation. You can hold your dog by their pelvis to stop them from physically jumping on people. If you want to get up off the couch and do this, you can, but if you look up at the ceiling, you tilt your pelvis forward. So when the dogs jump up, they'll tilt their pelvis forward by holding onto their pelvis, not physically and not strongly and not lifting them off the ground, but supporting their pelvis. They think they can't jump, so they just don't jump. And it works pretty much all the time, but what you just need to be careful about is that you pair it with treats initially, so your dog likes being held in that position. So we'll do a little demo with Meg. Come here. So I'm going to drop treats on the floor, and while she's eating, I'm going to give her the treats and hold her. I'm just holding her in the armpits, and I'll let go when she finishes the treats. Because what we're doing is we're conditioning her to feel good, to enjoy the treat experience while her pelvis is being held at the same time. I'm just holding her in under the back armpits so you can feel all the little veins and arteries back there too, and it's just again to support her. So we'll show you again. Drop the treats on the floor because it keeps the dog standing, and while she's eating the treats, you can do a couple, I'm going to hold on to her pelvis. As soon as she finishes the treats, I'm going to stop, so that she associates being held around her bum, really, with getting treats, so that she doesn't fear the feeling. Come on, Meg. Good girl, good girl, good girl. And stop, so that she enjoys it. So that's your management tool. So when you do have friends and family coming in the door, you can take a hold of your dog, good girl, and she physically can't jump up on your guests while you have a hold of her. Now, good girl. So that's our no jumping exercise. The main thing with no jumping is that you're consistent with it. So it's no good doing no jumping training Monday to Thursday and then dad comes home from the pub on Friday and encourages all this jumping. It's just going to confuse your dog and they're not really going to understand what you want from them. So consistency is the key with all training. So start practicing and good luck.